Hello everyone, hope that you're doing okay. Welcome to today's yoga practice, and it's going to be a nice theme that we're going to look at now up until Christmas in the online videos and also back at our venues, which I'm really excited to be back to. It's going to be a really nice heart centering focus for all the classes, and it's going to be about expanding our awareness and awaken our heart. So lots of lovely movements to open up the shoulders, awaken the arms, awaken the front of the body and the chest. It's going to be some good work to get into the back of the body, into our shoulder blades and releasing any tension and tightness in the back of the heart space. And back bends and twists to really open up the spine so that we allow ourselves to open more into the front of the body. So for today's practice, grab whatever you need. If you need a blanket or a block or a brick, grab that or any support. Come back to your mat and we'll start off lying down on the floor, moving anything that you don't need out of the way. And either extending, lengthening out your legs, or you can keep your legs bent. Just take a moment to settle onto the mat, checking out maybe how the body feels as we lie down. Without judging, just start to be aware of maybe what the back's feeling like today. See if you can soften and relax into the back. Taking your attention to your shoulders and just make a conscious awareness just to let them relax, feeling all that space moving between your shoulders and the ears. Let the face start to soften, encourage the skin to relax. Make sure that you're not holding any tension in the mouth or the jaw by just relaxing it, keeping the tongue nice and soft. And allowing our eyes to close, or if you need to, just keeping a very soft, gentle gaze. And just begin to focus your awareness on your breath. Without changing it, just start to feel it. Be aware of it. Let the attention and the moment just start to move into the anchoring of our breath. Be aware of how the inhale might feel very different to the exhale. And noticing how each of our breaths feel very different to the one previous and the one after. Giving yourself time now for the mind to just slow down. If anything pops into the head, if it's a to-do list or any bits of stress or tension that you might be dealing with right now, just simply let that be. And when it feels ready, just let the focus come to the breath. And then if it's good, let yourself take your hand, one hand onto the belly and one hand into the centre of the chest, whatever one feels good. And with your top hand, just take a moment to just gently rub into the chest with a little bit of light pressure, moving more over towards that heart centre from here. So not too firmly, not too light, just nice small circular movements, just to start to feel this awakening in your chest, in the heart centre. A few more movements from here, and then letting your top hands be still now. Just let your shoulders soften and relax, and for a moment just tune into the heart. Maybe start to be aware, maybe you can feel your heartbeat from here. Just tune in deeply with this, relaxing the face as much as you can. And then begin to take a nice full breath. Let that start from your belly and let it rise all the way up towards the top hand to your chest. And then let that release of the breath flow all the way back down into the bottom hand. Again, let it start from that bottom hand as you breathe in, filling it all the way to the top hand. You might be able to just pause for a moment before you feel that release, that flowing down of the breath all the way in towards your bottom hand. And just doing this in your own time, just feeling how the breath can flow all the way from the belly right up into the chest area. And then just feeling that softness and the release. As that breath and the energy washes down into the front of the body, back down into the belly. Just staying there for a few more moments. We might be able to lengthen our breath from here. If you can, maybe even thinking about try to breathe in for the same amount as you're breathing in from here. So when we connect to this awakening of the heart and expanding our awareness, we allow ourselves to go beyond the limitations of our ego. It's the ego that often stops us doing things, letting go of any judging. We begin to feel more tranquility and inner peace. When we unify the breath, the heart and the mind, we feel that we can operate at a very centred place of being. So as you breathe from here, you might just like to set your intention for the practice today, that one that comes from this centred place from the heart. We allow ourselves to balance our actions from the head and the heart. Just a few more breaths, maybe just pausing as we breathe in, feeling what that breath feels like as we hold it in, before feeling it release down, letting that energy wash down, back down into the belly, letting the belly just soften and relax. Last one from here. And then slowly let that just release. Let your hands move and stretch your arms behind you. So give them a nice stretch. If you can take the back of the hands on the floor, let yourself do that. You can always take a bit of support, a blanket or a block underneath your hands. And if your legs have lengthened, just gently extend out with the legs. And rather than letting your toes fall out to the sides, just think about just gently drawing the big toes slightly in towards each other. Gently anchoring down with the navel, not too forceful, just engaging it. So we feel a little bit of connection more towards the earth. We still allow our heart space to open. And just enjoy that moment of just feeling free. That's what you want to feel, freedom in the chest. So with the heart centre, the element is air, and air creates freedom in the body. And that's what you want to think, freedom and space, to let that breath just flow. And then when you're ready, let your arms slowly release down from here. Keep the arms down. If you can, just bend the knees without using the arms yet. Taking the knees in towards the chest. And then you can take your hands round. And just doing a little bit of movement and just exploring any movement that might feel quite nice right now. It might be a few making circles with your knees in one direction. We might circle that in the other direction. We might allow ourselves to open up your knees and your hips from here to work a little bit more. If you've done that, you can circle out in the other direction. You could also try to explore just moving your knees in different directions from here. So just spend a few moments, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just find a movement that's going to help to open up into the hips. Just feeling space and freedom come into the body. Just a few more of these from here. And then take your feet back down to the floor. And we'll continue on the floor. We'll do a couple of rounds of our bridge. And really focus today on allowing your breath to be that thing that moves from the belly all the way in towards that heart centre, allowing it to open up. So walk the feet in as close as comfortable, arms down by the sides of the body, palms facing down. And we'll do it very gently first of all, and each time we'll move up a little bit higher if it feels good for the back. So as you inhale, slowly start to breathe and let that breath maybe flow to the solar plexus, right up into the chest and the heart centre. And slowly breathing out, releasing down. Be aware of the belly as we bring the back of the spine all the way down towards the earth. So inhaling, allowing that breath to lift as well. Let it move and flow into the chest. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Can carry on a few more. Keep it low if you want to. Or you can start to move it a little bit higher if it does feel okay for your back. Feeling that softness as we breathe out. You can either keep the arms down or we can add the arms by inhale, lifting up. You might bring more of awareness into the heart centre as well if you're lifting the arms on the inhale. Just a couple more. Allow your breath to become very spacious without creating any tension in the breath. The breath's there to help us to move and ease into the pose and bring more awareness into the heart centre. And then making this your last one from here. And then holding it for a few extra breaths. And you can choose keeping the arms behind you or down by the sides of the body, or even rolling up a little bit higher onto the shoulders if your back and your shoulders feel warm enough to do so. You might keep the fingers reaching down towards the heels, or you might like to interlock the fingers from here. Take a few moments, just keep pressing into the feet. Let the body become open, let the body become spacious. Then begin to release the arms first, whatever arm position you was in. Slowly lower back down. Take your awareness down into the spine as we feel bit by bit it starts to move back down, connecting to the earth. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Take a moment, just gently rocking from side to side from here. You're going to take your feet back down to the floor. And then from here, I'm just moving over so I've got enough room. You might want to move a little bit over towards your left side. You can lift your knees and you're going to roll completely over onto that right side. So you might want to adjust yourself so that the knees feel comfortable, the hips feel nice. Your right arm's extending out with the back of the hand down. You're going to take your fingertips to your left fingertips to the right fingertips. And nice and slowly just start to creep and walk your fingers across the arm. Do it nice and slow if you can. Take good breaths. Then it move to the shoulder. Start to move the fingers right across your chest. And then open up the arm from here. If you've got room to extend it out, let your arms become a nice T shape from here. And allow your head to slowly turn towards that left side. And just breathe in. Feel that you use your breath to release any tension or tightness, maybe around the sides of the body, or around your shoulders, or around your back. And then slowly take your arm back. Close the arm again from here. Bring your palms together. Bring your hands towards the heart centre. Adjust your feet. Bring yourself back to the centre and arms down by the sides of the body. We'll do that on the other side. So you might like to just move so you come more over towards that right edge of the mat. You can lift the legs. The left arm goes out to the side. You're going to roll yourself so you come onto that left side from here. So your right arm's going to now extend and the arms are in a T shape. And your right fingertips are touching the palm and your fingers of your left hands. Without rushing, just slowly start to walk your hands up the arm. Take an extra breath. Pause when you get to the shoulders. Let the fingers move across your chest. And then start to slowly open your right arm out to a nice T shape from here. Back of the hand on the floor. And if it feels nice for the head, let your head turn towards that right side. And just create this feeling of expansion and openness in the posture, in the breath. Also feeling that when we're still, we expand our awareness into the moment and checking in and returning back to a place of peace, calmness, and just simply being in the moment. And then slowly we'll come back again. So take the arm back from here. I like to just bring your hands, palms together, hands in towards the heart centre. Release the arms, take the legs back from here. Hugging the knees back in towards the chest. Just have a little bit of a rock from side to side, easing off your back muscles from here. And then let yourself roll over to one side and move all the way up into a nice, easy seated position from here. And come to just the cross-legged position first of all. You can take the hands onto the knees, either closing the eyes or just keeping a very relaxed, soft gaze with the eyes. Just take a few breaths from here. And then taking your hands, one hand onto the belly, one hand into the centre of the chest, just like we did when we was breathing lying down. Let yourself find that breath into the bottom hand and let it move all the way up into that top hand. Pause with that breath inside you. And as you breathe out, feel it just flowing, releasing down into the bottom hand. Just a couple more, relaxing shoulders, just being still. Feeling how just simply by being with the breath is a very empowering feeling. It embraces us to be in the moment, to be present, to connect to just this essence of just who we really are when we find that breath and stillness. And then slowly release from here. So we'll do a little bit of work into a nice twist, a side bend, and we'll do a little bit of work into eagle arms, and we'll put them together, and then we'll do it on the other side. So we'll start off, we'll find a twist towards the right side first of all. So letting your left hand come onto the right knee, or you might take it to the outside edge, just experiment. Right hand behind you. Remember, it's not there to lean on, it's there to lift you up. So I always quite like to come up onto the fingertips. Inhale, and as you breathe out, slowly twisting towards that right side. I'm just feeling how when we work the spine, when we think about keeping it lovely and lengthened, we might feel that this allows the front of the body to stay quite open from here. As if we was just gently extending through the chest. You might think about your collarbones. Maybe thinking about just expanding more into your collarbones. Dropping your chin down towards your chest from here. And just thinking about softening into the heart centre. Any stress, any hardness that we may have created around the heart, just feel that just gently releasing as the part between the shoulder blades just gently presses forward from here, as if we was just trying to soften more into the chest, the heart. We'll lift the head up from here. You're going to extend, lift up your back hands from here, so palm faces forward. And this might just be enough for you holding it here, or some of us might like to bend the bottom arm and taking that top arm up and over. Again, work at your own level. We might keep it higher. Some of us might bend lower, so we start to allow ourselves to just still stay connected to the sit bones. You can think about your chest still opening and expanding, creating space into any areas that might have felt particularly tight from here. And then nice and slowly allowing ourselves to lift back up. You're going to take the hands onto your knees from here. We'll lift up the arms and we'll take eagle arms. So finding what's going to work for the body, either back of the hands, or even taking another wrap from here. I'm going to take a moment to lift up the arms from here, see what that feels like, lifting up the elbows, keep breathing, and slowly maybe allowing your elbows to drop back down. Keep in that position, just allow yourself to take some very small, maybe half circling movements with your head, rolling your chin gently across from shoulder to shoulder. We might even drop one ear down towards the shoulder, see what that feels like. Taking it to the other side. We might even take a bit of a movement, maybe moving the arms, or moving the spine a bit more, or moving the shoulder, just doing something that feels good and right for you. Just a few more if you're still doing this. Coming back to stillness. Release the arms, take the arms out, extend your arms out so your palms face forward, and reach the arms out, and really, if you can, extend into your fingertips as if you was trying to send the energy around the heart centre all the way down to the arms and to the fingers. Give them a good stretch. Bend the arms, move into cat arms, shoulder blades moving back and down from here. Slowly let your hands release. We'll take a movement to come forward. I'm just going to move so you can see. So either keeping your hands on the knees and coming forward. Just watch your back on this one. Or fingertips can come forward. We can start moving the hands forward. It's nice as well to take a movement from side to side as if you was just releasing any tension, any tightness in your shoulders. At the same time, try to think about keeping your heart lifted. So either coming onto the fingertips or your palms and just sending your heart space as if it was just drawing forward, opening, feeling it with space, feeling it with breath. And then slowly walking your hands back from here. So if you've got your legs crossed, you might like to do the other cross of your legs by taking them over to the other side. If that doesn't, keep them where they are. If you do need to lengthen the legs out as well, absolutely fine. And we'll find that same sequence on the other side. So we'll start off with a twist. So it's going to be your right hand goes onto your left knee and taking that left hand around. And you're going to sit up nice and tall. Inhale, and as you breathe out, twisting towards your left side. Take a few moments just to feel the posture that you've come into. Maybe being aware of the spine and the lovely length that we're starting to create as we sit up nice and tall, and feel how that allows the front of the body to open up more. You might even feel that it just starts to feel that it extends forward. A couple of breaths. And then dropping your chin down from here towards your chest. A bowing down with the head towards the heart. Just feeling the stillness, the quietness, letting the eyes soften or a soft gaze. And then lifting up the head. We'll lift up the back hands from here, so extending, maybe if the fingertips reach up towards the sky, palm can be facing forward, either holding it here or start to explore, leaning a bit more towards that right side as the arm comes up and over. And you might decide to keep it really nice and open to feel space today, or there might be room to just ease over a little bit more. Try to stay connected to the sit bones. Now take your attention to your chest and just bring some awareness so you're opening. You feel that space is creating here. Just feeling maybe even warmth or light, or just simply the feeling of space that we're opening up into your heart centre. And then slowly coming up, we'll do the eagle arms, Garudasana. So crossing the arms over. So just bringing that left hand over towards the right. And then lifting up the arms, so it will be the other cross of the arms. Adjust the arms if you need to, and either take back of the hands or wrapping a bit more. Just feel what works. It might feel different on one side to the other side. And then we can either hold it still and breathe in some awareness into the back of the heart, or it might work if we lift maybe the elbows. Just try to tune in to find something that feels nice, that our body is going to like and appreciate. You might draw the elbows back down from here. And you can do a few circling, half circling with your head from here, where you just gently roll your chin across your chest, moving from shoulder to shoulder. Lovely one for neck and shoulders if you've got any tension there. You can explore dropping an ear down towards one shoulder, taking it over to the other side. Maybe working a few circles from here with the arms. Maybe just moving a bit more into the spine and the shoulders from here. Just keep breathing, keep feeling that the breath is that thing that's going to create more space, more awareness. Come back to still. Release the arms. You can start to extend them out again. And if you feel, just imagine all this energy centre is connected from the heart. And as we extend the arms out, let it move, visualise it moving, flowing through the arms, to the wrist, to the hands, to the fingers. Try and stretch your fingertips out even more from here, as if you were sending your awareness out into the front of the body, merging into the space around you. Bend the arms with the cactus arms, so bending the arms, shoulder blades move back and down, spreading the fingers, opening the palms, and then bringing your palms back together, hands towards your heart centre. Just pause for a moment, try to press your thumbs in towards your sternum from here, shoulders stay really nice and relaxed, and then slowly release your arms. Let the legs take a nice lengthen out from here. And if you feel it around the knees, just give them a bit of a move up and down. Keep the legs lengthened out from here. We're going to take the fingers behind us. So moving them back a little bit from the hips. If it works, you can have the fingers pointing in. If you need to take the fingers behind or to the side, that's an option as well. You're going to soften slightly into the arms, don't lock them out, as we start to lift the chest from here and find a position that feels really nice. Maybe lifting the chin a little bit higher, just breathing into the heart centre, opening, feeling lots of awareness into the heart space today. And then slowly releasing. Let the legs bend. Drop the knees to one side, roll over and let yourself move into a nice all fours position from here. Padding the knees if you need to, spreading the hands. Wrists can be underneath the shoulders or slightly forward if that works better. Taking an inhale, going to lift your tailbone. Belly extends towards the earth, chest, heart starts to open through. And as you breathe out, slowly allowing ourselves to release and round over. Coming through again, inhaling, softening your elbows so that you let more of your chest come through. And then exhale, rounding over, gazing back through the legs. We'll do one more, inhaling to come through from here. And last one. Allowing yourself to round over. Coming back to the all fours. Let your toes tuck under. We're going to tuck, lift up the knees, pressing back into downward dog from here. And explore either maybe walking out through the legs for a few moments, or swaying gently from side to side from here. Letting the head be nice and heavy, moving it gently from side to side. And then just pause, let yourself find stillness. Do come out if you need a bit of a rest, absolutely fine. A few more moments, a few more breaths. And then slowly allowing ourselves to bend the legs, knees start to come back down. Release the feet, let your hands move forward of the shoulders, bending the arms, lowering the hips and coming all the way down towards the earth from here. We're going to take your hands either Sphinx pose, nice and wide, or you might like to take hands under the shoulders if you're going to work Cobra today. You're going to press your belly down. Try to stay connected to the fronts of your feet. As you inhale, slowly start to lift. We're going to take a few extra breaths and you might even just take a bit of a movement into the spine as we move gently from side to side. If you're coming up to Cobra, you can start to move as much as feels comfortable for you. Maybe lengthening into the arms, maybe keeping a deep bend, then pause. And then the same thing as we slowly roll down, as if you was just moving the spine a little bit more as you gently roll all the way down from here. Let your hands come underneath the shoulders. Let yourself press back to the all fours. And then sinking back into child's pose. Maybe walking out the arms, extending out the arms and letting the head rest down from here. And just taking a few nice easy breaths, connecting to the hands towards the earth. Feeling the breath, maybe visualising that breath moving into the back of the body, the back of the heart. Try to feel more spacious with your breath from here. And then slowly allowing yourself to lift your head, slowly walking your hands back from here. And sitting back to the heels. We're going to do a nice movement from here. So if you can't sit fully on the heels, it's okay. You can come up a little bit higher or you can pad underneath your knees from here. Now, take your hands forward. You're going to do some nice arm circling. So you're going to take the right arm. You're going to follow it with the gaze. You can lift up. You can come up onto the thighs if it works. And breathing out, taking that hand down. And then you want that inhale to lift up. Nice slow movement so you can follow your gaze. Circling it back down, and as you breathe out, taking it back down. We'll do one more. Use your inhale to help you lift that arm. Keeping focused with our gaze as we follow that hand. And then bring that hand down and we'll swap hands. We'll do it to that left side. So taking some weight back. And then as you inhale, lifting that arm, drawing a really nice circle, following the gaze. Bring it forward, breathing it out as we draw it out back. Using the inhale to lift it, using our gaze. So we keep focused, we bring awareness right into the physical body and what we're doing. We'll do one more round. Let your inhale, lift up that arm. And breathing out, taking that hand back down, back to the all fours from here. Going to tuck the toes under, lift back up into downward dog from here. And if you can, just soften your knees a bit more while you're here. Root down with the whole of your hand. Soften the elbows slightly, and as if you was just trying to create more opening, more space into the back of the body. You're going to extend your right leg up behind you, free leg downward dog for a few breaths. Bending that leg, and we're going to step that foot into a lunge from here. Taking that back knee down to the floor from here. You can move it into a warrior if you're not comfortable taking the knee down to the floor today. And you're going to slowly allow yourself to lift up from here. So come into a lunge or a warrior position. We're going to lift up. You want to stay nice and rooted with your feet, front and both. And use your breath as you breathe in. Bring it all the way to the belly. Let it move all the way into the chest, the heart centre. As you breathe out, continue to feel that breath moving into the arms and the hands. You might sink a little bit lower. You can take a bit of a baby back arch if that works for you today. You're going to come back up. You're going to take your right hand onto the knee and we're going to draw some circles with that left arm. So like we did on the other side, using your gaze, you're going to start to slowly turn back. Inhale, lifting up and coming forward, maybe sinking down, but think about knee over your ankle from here. So inhale, start to slowly follow that gaze to lift up. Exhale, releasing back. We'll do one more. Inhale, using your awareness of the gaze, the chest and the heart opens. Exhale, coming back. You're going to take the left hand down from here. We're going to take a really nice twist. Right hand onto the hip as we twist towards that right side. You can extend up that arm if it feels nice today to do so, or tuck in the toes of that back foot. And you can do, if you're in your warrior, you can do a cactus arms position for your twist, absolutely fine. Or, I'll just show you the option, you could even, if you're doing your warrior, you can either do that twist, or you can even come and do a really nice twist from here. That feels lovely as well. Take a few nice easy breaths, and then slowly releasing, coming back down. Hands underneath the shoulders, taking that knee back underneath that hip. Let the hands move forward of your shoulders, lowering down towards the earth from here, bending the arms. And we'll come up again into that bit of a moving cobra or a sphinx. So get the arms in the right position, that's going to work for you. Feel belly pressing down, hips pressing down, and feel the front of the feet still touching the floor. And as we inhale, slowly taking a bit of a movement, as if you're trying to create more space into your spine from here. So we start to slowly lift up. You can either keep the forearms down into Sphinx, or you might be lifting a little bit higher. And then wherever you are, just pause, thinking about allowing your chest and the heart centre to gently open up and flow through from here. Same movement as you start to bend the arms, gently swaying from side to side as you move back down from here. And they can be as small as you like. Hands underneath the shoulders. Press back to the all fours. Take a few breaths, sinking back into child's pose. Let your head rest down. Let your forehead connect to the earth. Just feel grounded and present right now. And then slowly allowing yourself to lift back up from here. Tuck the toes under and pressing that into downward dog. And we'll do exactly that same sequence on the other side. So a few breaths in downward dog. Maybe let your legs bend a bit more, softening the arms slightly as if you was just trying to open up a bit more into the back of the heart from here. And then let your left leg lift away, coming into your 3-leg downward dog. Just focus on your breath from here. You might still be aware of your heart centre. Bending that left leg, stepping it in between the hands. And taking your option of either coming down to your back knee from here, or if you're going to swap it to the warrior, move yourself into warrior, exactly the same. And then we'll start to slowly lift up from here. Nice and connected with the foot. Think about your roots. In order to feel that we can lift and expand, we need to stay rooted. So taking the arms, lifting up the arms again, reaching gently up with your fingertips from here. And you might allow yourself to think about expiring your thumbs out a bit more, your fingers in towards each other, little fingers in a little bit more from here. Using your breath, take your awareness as you breathe, let it flow from the belly to the chest and the heart. And as you breathe out, keep rooting with the feet. Maybe think about extending more into the fingertips from here. And then slowly release your hands from here. You're going to take your left hand onto that knee. Do pad up your knee if you're going to feel it on the knee from here. And we'll do them same arm circles. It'll be on your right hand. So as you inhale, lifting, you're going to allow that arm to lift up. And as you breathe out, slowly taking that arm forward from here. So as you breathe in, you can press your hand into that knee more. As you open up, take them as wide or as small as those circles feel comfortable for you. And then breathing out, sinking more in towards, let your hips, let your pelvis gently move down towards the earth. Inhale, you can use that hand to just gently press down into that knee or that front of that leg. And then breathing out, taking that arm forward. We'll do one more. Inhale, really being aware of your chest, the heart centre. Great, and then exhale, slowly release. We'll take the twist, so the right hand's coming down underneath your shoulder. You can use a block if you need to. Left hand onto the hip, you can do that twist again, either cactus arms or taking the hand to the floor in your warrior one. You're going to twist towards that right side. You can stay where you are or lifting that top arm up. If you want to do the option of tucking the toes of the back foot, lifting, extending out through that heel, and try to take your awareness into the chest and the heart. Can you expand more into your heart centre? Can you send your breath from here? Can you feel that sense of just peace and calmness? Even though if a pose gets challenging, just try to feel that. And then slowly allowing yourself to release. Hands back underneath the shoulder, drop the back knee down. Bringing your knees back together, adjust your hands so wrists are underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes of the feet, lifting back up into downward dog from here. Gently walking out through the legs from here. Head nice and heavy. Bend the legs, start to slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Hands going to come to the hips and we'll slowly lift and come all the way up to standing. Just let your feet separate, bringing yourself into mountain pose. Let the eyes close and just start to become very aware of the heart centre right now. Just feeling all that nice awareness that we've already brought into it. Just stay connected. Feel this expansion into the heart centre. Awakening, just allow that connection to become nice and deep. Let the eyes blink open. Let your feet just move a few inches apart from here. Take the arms up and lift up, so reach into the fingertips and either holding it here or start to explore lifting up onto your toes from here. If you can, just reach in more into the fingertips, see how much you can open up into the front of the body. And then slowly release, let your heels come down, let the arms come down by the sides of the body. Allowing ourselves to interlock the fingers behind us and gently rolling our shoulders back. Bring yourself to the front of the mat, separate your feet hip distance apart. And just pause here for a moment. Just notice where you feel opening in the heart centre. Be aware of where you feel maybe any resisting, any tightness. Without judging, without getting into a story with it. Just let yourself just become simply more aware of what is right now. Soften your knees, slowly let yourself fold forward from here. Softening your chest, your front of the body over your legs. And then maybe letting your hands start to release up and over. You might even take a bit of a gentle sway from side to side, making sure that your legs are not locked out. Head stays nice and heavy. Release your hands, take hold of opposite elbows from here. Then you might like to just take a bit of a sway from side to side. And then bringing your weight back to the centre, releasing your shoulders down. Either stay here or take the back of the hands to the floor, or hands, fingers, or use a block. And soften a little bit more in the knees. Maybe thinking how the front of the body can just gently fold over the fronts of the thighs. Head becomes very relaxed and we start to become very aware of our heart centre from here. Just feel it softening, the peace and the calmness that a forward fold brings. And then softening the legs, bring your hands to the floor, bring yourself all the way back down. Taking the legs out to the front from here. Bending the legs, reach the arms forward. Make sure you've got enough room to come back down to the floor. Draw your navel in and just take a moment to just come back a little bit first of all and just pause from here. Just feel that gentle engaging through the navel. And then maybe just a little bit more from here. You can pause. And then slowly roll yourself all the way down or coming down any way that feels appropriate for you right now. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Bit of a gentle rock from side to side. Let the arms move out into a T shape from here or cactus the arms. And either keep the knees into the chest or take the feet to the floor. Move your knees over towards the right side for our twist. Let your right hand come to the outside of that left thigh and extend your arm behind you from here. Take a few breaths, just feeling that openness into that left side of the body. Maybe being aware of the heart centre from here and the chest. And then bend the arms back out. Navel draws in to bring the knees back to the centre. And then when you're ready, taking it over towards that left side. And either keeping the arm out to the side, or you might extend, lifting up that arm from here. Just holding it there, a few nice, easy breaths. Opening more into that right side of the body. Feel it very open as we come to this twist. Allow your breath to fill all those spaces. And then slowly release, arms out, navel draws in, knees back towards the chest. And taking your feet back down to the floor. Letting your hands move back from here, hands resting down by the sides of the body. Maybe extending the legs or just keep the legs bent if you need a bit of support for the back. Let the eyes close, let the legs become very heavy as if the ankles and the legs were just releasing and rolling out to the side. Adjusting the arms so that we can feel a little bit of space between the arms and the body. A bit of space between your armpits. Chin tucks in ever so slightly so the back feels nice and long. And just focus on your breath from here, nice easy breaths. Feeling this state of just being at peace. Being at ease with the body right now. Just letting go of all those poses that we've just done. They're gone. They're in the past now. And we're here, we're present, we're with the breath. Just spend a few more moments just watching, following the breath. Feeling the sense how we can become just more aware, more consciously aware with every breath that we take. And then connect to your breath again. If you need extra time to relax, just stay and have as much time as you need to let the body relax. If you're ready to move, release the fingers, wriggle them, wriggle the toes, stretch the arms behind. Just enjoy a really nice stretch, reaching into the fingers, extending out through the heels, spreading the toes, maybe big toes drawing in slightly towards each other. And then breathing out as the arms come down, the legs start to bend. Moving back in towards the chest, hugging, just pausing for a moment. And roll yourself over towards the right side. And then very slowly, taking your time as you come up to a nice, easy, seated position from here. Whatever works for you, let yourself just find it. Be connected to the earth. Let your spine lengthen. Be still. Bring your palms together and just rub your hands together, creating some warmth and heat in between the hands. Just do it a few moments longer. Taking your left hand, place it across your heart centre. And take your right hand onto the top from here. And just taking in that warmth of your hands from here. Just feeling maybe your heartbeat connecting to the heart centre. Feeling that with today's practice you've expanded your awareness, you've awakened your heart a little bit more. I'll just leave you with a really nice quote from Ram Dass. And he says, as you dissolve into love, your ego fades. You're not thinking about love. You're just being love, radiating like the sun. Just pause, let that thought stay with you. Let your palms come back together and Jali Mudra, pressing your thumbs gently in towards the heart centre. Start to take a very soft bow down with the head as the head moves towards the hands. We slowly let the eyes blink open. We keep the heads down just for a few moments, honouring this calmness, this peace, this love that we hold within us. And slowly allowing ourselves to lift your head, lift your heart. Namaste. Hope that you enjoyed the practice and enjoy whatever you do for the rest of the day.